Hey, what's up, guys? Elib here from ksound.com, and I'm doing this video just to show you guys the progression of this track. Now, you heard this track several times, and I just fear that you guys might be bored. You might be tired of this by now, but just wanted to show you the progression and how it came out. I'm actually I feel pretty good about what I did with this track here. I did it solely in Studio One. I didn't go to another DAW and that type of stuff. I'm at about maybe 65 tracks. Yeah, so it's about 65 tracks that I've did so far to complete this track here. Like I said, I showed you guys this same very track, but it was in the beginning stages, and I finished it and have more involved in this track. And this is one of those tracks that let me show you what it sounds like. So this is the intro, all right, and the way I want to break down this track is more so as an artist or producer, composer type deal. I'm trying to steer away as far as possible from the technical aspect, because I've already sort of explained that in another video. As a matter of fact, that was Art of Sound number 80, I believe. But this here, the first sound was not this sound here that as you hear. That wasn't the first sound. This sound was something that happened maybe probably 20 sounds down the line. This sound right here, the thing I labeled pluck pipe. I'm not sure why I labeled that, but it just sounds like it should be labeled as pluck pipe. That's just what it sounds like to me. It sound like something like that. You know what I mean? You name your tracks whatever you want to say. So that was the first thing that came up, and then this was the second thing. This thing I labeled as knocker, and all it is like it's like a wood block sound, And if we go to the front, all it is. No, actually, okay, I have that routed somewhere in here. Let's see. This is the reverb here. Here we go. Here's my knocker. Now, what's really cool about this is, like I said, I showed y'all this before. I sort of discovered a new way to route. I'm using Machine. All right. I have a nice little number of tracks here that I'm using for Machine, and basically I'm going the multi-output route. All right, so I was able to select several pads that I'm using in my first group on the Machine here, and I have each pad routed out to its own channel, and that's what I got going on. Let's see if we can pull that up right quick. So as you can see inside the Machine, there is no program in here. There is nothing. I haven't programmed anything in here. This scene is not even active. But these different pads down here, is routed out to different channels. So now I have each individual channel here. See, I told you I wasn't gonna go into the technical side of this, but see, I'm a music composer, so what could I say? It's always the technical aspect of me that comes out, but I'm trying to stay artistic right now and show you guys why I chose the different sounds to make this track. So this is what I did, and I found this loop, this I call it voice. I just labeled it voice. There's a little sample here. I found this inside of Studio One stock sample loop area over here somewhere, and I cannot. If you ask me where you get that, I really couldn't tell you. I'm gonna be honest with you, because if you can see here, this list right here is just like super long, and it breaks things down in genre type, styles, instruments, different characters. Like this is electronic, you got your jazz and rock, country, blah blah blah, right? Once you click down on the arrow, it breaks everything down in different other categories, you know what I mean? that's bananas, right? So yeah. So I don't know where I got it from. It was one of those things where I think what I did was I typed in voice or something. I forgot what it was, but it was something that inspired me to go this route for this track, and so there you go. So let's listen a little bit. There are a few changes that happened in this track since the last time you guys heard it. So the goal was, as you can hear, this is, rather repetitive. And so when you create music in this style, you definitely want to make sure that you do not bore the listener. All right. I don't want to bore you guys. So what I did was I kept introducing new elements, new instruments, new things that make the track more exciting. And, that's what you want to do, because this track does not have a vamp or a bridge. It doesn't have a legal vamp. If I can say it like that. All right, we're gonna take a look at that sound. Yeah, I have an area I labeled as breathe or breath, because the music kind of everything kind of slows down, more so like going back to the intro right there. So I just labeled it as breathe or breath. I didn't, there's not a vamp, or like I said, there's not a vamp or a bridge or anything right there. Usually my stuff has, either or of those things in my song, but for something like this, it's more so like just looping over and over the same thing. So what I tried to do was add new things, like I just said, to make it more interesting. And so revisiting this section right here. Now, how I was able to achieve that, I also have a video in on this channel talking about how to pitch down your sample. I believe I'm trying to think of the name of the video, but it's the way that I've did this here was, let's see if we can. Okay, so what I did was, for this sample track, this is a sample, and this was a sample that like I said came from over here in this section from my loops area, and I just dragged it over, and it was actually a MIDI information that I dialed in here, and I just bounced it down as audio, and I bounced the audio down differently. I bounced it. I forget what command I used, but this type of way, which is really dope about Studio One, is it will bounce down the sample as well as the MP. The MIDI information. So if I need to retrieve this MIDI information, I can easily come back to it, and you can kind of see that in here. Like, anything that looks like this with the attachment icon here, you have the MIDI information that comes attached with it as well, which is pretty dope. I like that. No, actually it's down here. I'm sorry. This attachment, this is what we were actually looking at, and it actually looks like MIDI information in here, which is pretty cool. So I could take this and drag it back. Okay, enough for the technical stuff. Like, look, check this out. I'm trying not to go there. All right, look. So I slashed this here. Actually, what I'm explaining is pretty technical, but anyway, I slashed this here and brought it up in sample one. All right, I had sample one, this plug in here, and all I did was dial in 10 octaves here so that I can get the lower register, like this big slope out here that I have down here. So we're in automation mode, and this is a pitch bend automation slope here, and basically we get this sound. You know what I mean? And you see the automation slide, it just slides down. Pretty cool stuff, and that's how I got that, to give you that, just doing something different before you introduce another section. You know what I mean? Just, make it interesting. So that's what I did. So now we back at verse. And this verse is gonna do the same thing as this verse, but I added some more elements that kind of help make it more interesting before it comes into the next chorus. You know what I mean? It's like this little wind sound here. So, just that's the key to doing stuff like this. You know what I mean? Just, find things that makes it more exciting, and I have, the same concept again here. Coming out of this chorus, I have something a little bit different. Something different I thought was pretty dope. I'm like, man, okay. Yeah. So what I did was I pitched this down. So I duplicated this track and just pitched it down. Yep. So this section right here will be considered your halftime. And what I did was bounce and place most of these instruments. As you can see, some of them are grayed out, like this one here. I could have deleted it, but in case I need to come back to it, I just muted it, and it lives in this folder here. And all I did for this was I put a EQ on it and kind of filter it. It's a high cut, type deal here. I tried to filter out something I thought was pretty harsh, and kind of decreased it here in the 2 megahertz here range. And so that's the sound that you hear right there. All right. And some of them I just cut because I wasn't digging what it was sounding like or whatever. So sometimes you'll make those type of decisions as you go along. I could have deleted them again, but I just chose to just mute them, because I may unmute them next time, listen to them at a different time and hear something different. You know what I mean? That type of thing. So that's kind of what I did. And then I for this section I also added the this arpeggiator sound here, and I'm using the synth master, and this is the Note Effects arpeggiator here. And so if I was to deactivate that, this is what it would sound like. Let's mute. Never mind. Let's solo this. It just sounds like a regular, basic, boring synth. You know what I mean? It's not that boring because I can hear other ideas I can use this sound. Other songs I can use this idea for. But at the moment, it's just regular chords. You know what I mean? As you can see, let's see if it would. Okay. So basically, these are the chords here that I'm using. I just regular basic chords, and so I played that all the way out and duplicated here, blah blah blah. And as you can see in the track itself, you can see the automation going on here, which is pretty cool. You can see. Well, actually, that's not automation. Well, I guess it is, but this is a sustain pedal that I was using. So that's what this little square thingy here, box type look, whatever. But anyway, so that's how I did that, and all I did was put the arpeggiator on it, and my resolution here is 1/16. I gave it 3 octaves here. I clicked the fix because I liked how it sound, and my gate is 65%. So with this gate, it kind of made it kind of put it in the pluckish sound, if that makes any sense. So that's what I did, and that's that's exactly what I did to just kind of bring out, it was straight at first, but then it was like boring, you know what I mean? So I kind of want to add some type of jittery something in there to kind of like heighten it a little bit, but this at the same time, this section of the song is more like the laid back, slow motion, boom, boom, whatever. But wanted to still implement something cool and fun and exciting to listen to. You know what I'm saying? So that's where that came from, and how I went about that. And this is a pad. This is also a synth master sound. No, it was my time. Sorry. It was Studio One stock plugin, which is my time. I just found the pad sound. Yeah. So basically, these two here is the same exact chords. It's just this is a pad, and it made it sound thick underneath everything. Nice spacey and atmospheric. And then I have these other effects down here that I add. Yeah. So like together, it's like this boom. Like that was dope to me. Yeah. Again, these samples come from the loop section inside of Studio One. You got to play around with those samples, guys. Like Studio One, it's got some heat. It's got some heat, and you can do all types of genres with this software. It's not limited to what I'm doing here. This is just something that I build for an artist that I'm working with right now, that I'm currently waiting on a approval, to see if he like it or not or whatever. But I just want to jump on right quick and show you guys the progression and what this. I've seen I've gotten a lot of interaction on this track when I was explaining it in my Artist Sound show, and I decided to come back on and show you guys like what it's what the actual finished product sound like. What is Elib over there cooking up? What is the final outcome? You know what I mean? And so right now I submitted this to an artist, but it's not, everything is not finalized or whatever, because he could say he don't like it, or you know what I mean, like, anything could happen. So yeah, I appreciate you guys for watching, and I hope that you guys learned something. I'm thinking if I explained everything that I wanted to share with you guys, but I think that's everything. I have other elements. Oh, the kick. What I tried to do with the kick was this is the kick. That's great and all, but what I tried to do here is add a little attack to it, make it smack a little bit more in your face. So I achieved that in the chorus section here, and this is what it sounds like. It's got this, let's see, this is the EQ, so it's got this high end smack to kind of give you that punchy feel. You know what I mean? Now that's what it sounds like soloed out. It sounds weak and like ew. Like, what is that? Like, it's not even. I wouldn't use that kick. But if you stack stuff, you can. You know what I mean? You hear that? You don't really notice it that much, the attack in front, but it makes a huge difference in the mix. So when they're on, all of the other instrumentation come in, bam, it's like, because this, you know what I mean? My 808 can easily get lost. I mean, you can hear it, but it's not in your face. You know what I mean? It's not there. You know, so that's sort of what I tried to achieve right there. And you know, everything else is, you know, I added some extra claps, and I got some hi-hats doing 16s and 32s, and I think some 64s. And I pretty much dig what I was doing. This is the chant here. The chant. Again, this is something I grabbed over from the loop section in here. This is actually a folder. I have two of me here doing two different things here. So yeah, got a reverb echo type thing. And the reverb that I use, well, not the reverb, the echo is really what I want to talk about. Is it's called Replica by Native Instruments. That's my go-to reverb. I use that. I use this thing on everything that I need reverb or echo. You know what? And you know, it's a trick actually. When you need reverb, sometimes you can get away with using an echo. You know, sometimes an echo plugin gives you the illusion that it's a reverb. You know what I mean? You just gotta set it kind of fast. The echo is probably like I don't know. You gotta set it a little faster, like 132, 64, or something like that. Check this out. You know what I mean? Like it kind of gives you that reverb illusion. So that's what I'm going for is that 1/4. You know, I want that synced reverb, echo, whatever. But there is a reverb on this track by itself. I believe it came over with that reverb sound. Yeah, I don't have anything sent over anywhere. I'm looking at it. Yeah. Actually, no, there is reverb. I didn't even see that. There's reverb right here. Yeah. So yeah, I have it's actually, let's see. You know what I mean? I just added a sound to it just to kind of, I don't know, give it a more of a presence, I guess. That's what I was trying to do. So this by itself, you know what I mean? Like, okay, let's mute that. I'm gonna show you something. You know what I mean? To me, it's like it's buried in the mix. So if I do this, it's like a very subtle difference. I can hear it, and you guys may need to put on headphones. You may not hear it even then, but it's like a very subtle difference, and I probably need to bring this up a little bit. There we go. It almost sounds like a bigger crowd. It's all, you know, they all saying the same thing, but it's not. It's just an illusion. You know what I mean? So this is how you can play around with sounds, even sounds that weren't meant for certain things. You can turn it around and use it for something else to implement something that you're trying to do. So I guess that's really the point I was trying to prove, and I believe that I expressed my artistry for you guys, letting you know what was going on in my head as a composer, and you know, just the art form of my approach and how I was going about this. So you know, yeah. So I I hope you guys enjoyed, you know, this explanation, this breakdown of this track here. Like I did enjoy making it and also explaining it. You know, my job is to, you know, just to share, you know, whatever I'm doing, and just hope that people can learn from it. You know what I mean? I constantly get questions and, you know, and different things on this channel, and, you know, letting me know that you guys really are watching my videos and you paying attention, and that definitely makes me feel great as the content creator. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it gets dry on my end, and I don't know if I'm really helping anybody or not, but obviously you guys enjoy the videos that I put up, and I'll continue doing them. I really enjoy doing these, and I thank you guys, and I appreciate you guys for the support, the mad support you guys have shown me over time. The subscribership is growing, and I definitely appreciate that. All I'm trying to do is help somebody. You know what I mean? All this knowledge that I have, you know what I mean? I'm not no Kanye West or Jay-Z or I'm not no major dude out here, you know what I mean? But I have a little knowledge, and I have a few things going on. I have placements on TV, and you know what I mean? I'm working with several artists, and I've just been doing this for many years. I also have a bachelor's degree in music production from Full Sail University. None of that means anything if you're not doing nothing with it. You know what I'm saying? And so what I'm trying to do here is, give back, I guess. I love teaching. I love sharing, what I know, and you guys are watching. And I want to say thank you, and I definitely appreciate that. All right, enough of that stuff. Enough of that. I'm gonna go ahead and sign on off. Again, appreciate you guys. Jump on over to the website ksound.com. Make sure you just subscribe to the website, and because I'm always, I try to do a great job letting you guys know when I stream live, which is every Thursdays, but some Thursdays I'm not able to do it, so I may have to jump over to a Wednesday, or I may have to jump over to a Friday, just depending on my schedule. But usually I try to do a good job sending out emails as to when I go live and other things that we got going on here at K-Sound. So make sure you jump on over to the website, subscribe to my email list, and be informed. Also, make sure you subscribe to this channel. How could I forget that? Subscribe, guys. Subscribe to this channel. I try uploading videos each month, showing cool things that I may have learned or whatever. I have more products I'll be doing review on in the future, so don't want you guys to miss out on that. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off finally this time. My name is Elib from ksound.com, and remember, music is art. You're the artist. Paint your picture.